What's up, everyone? Mr. NoobTube Gamer. Today I'm going to be doing my Q&A for 3,000 subscribers. Thank you all so much for your continued support for the channel. It really means a lot to me. And let's see if we can hit 5,000 subscribers before the end of the year. That would be pretty cool. But let's get right into your questions. I made a community post a couple weeks ago announcing the Q&A, and let's see what kind of questions you guys had to ask. The first one comes in from Dr. Daniel 316. Would you ever consider doing streams or videos where you play with or against subs and viewers in various games? Some examples would be Quake Champions duels against viewers, playing Team Deathmatch in COD, or maybe something like COD Zombies with fans, and many others. Yeah, that's definitely something I would want to do in the future. The only reason why I haven't done it yet is because I have some technical difficulties whenever I try to stream with someone else. Like if I have somebody else with me that's talking and I try to record their audio, my audio gets fucked up. It has like an echo sound. Well, you know that, Dr. Daniel, because you were part of that stream. But yeah, as soon as I figure out why my Elgato has all these issues whenever I try to stream with another person, and also PC streaming, I haven't figured that out yet either, because I'm not using the Elgato on that. I tried using the Windows live streaming service. I tried using the NVIDIA live streaming. OBS is not working very well for me, so I'm not really sure what to do with PC games. That's the reason why I've only streamed on Xbox so far. So yeah, I just gotta figure all that shit out. But as soon as I do, I will definitely do streams with other people and maybe organize community events if my channel ever gets to a point where it's big enough to do something like that. Like having an event where we take a dead multiplayer game and fill the servers up with so many players and I stream it while I'm doing that. I think that would be really cool too. And you also mentioned zombies. Yeah, I'll stream zombies if I can get some people to play it with me. Like especially the older games like Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 3. I know most of the people in my Discord server have the PC version of those games though, and I do not, so it's a little tricky getting people together when I have my subscribers split between multiple platforms. I want to include everybody, so it'll be hard to kind of figure out how to juggle that, you know, because the older games don't have crossplay. But yeah, that's definitely something I want to do for the channel in the future. It was a good question. Thanks for asking. And the second question comes from Super Watto. I've been watching your channel since January, and you've continued to impress me with your content. Oh, well, thank you, man. Your channel is amazing, and keep up the great work. My question is whether you think I should buy Call of Duty World War II or Black Ops 4, or MWR, or Advanced Warfare. Anyway, take care. Yeah, I would say it depends on what you're looking for in a Call of Duty game. I would just say, personally, if I had to choose between those 4 games that you mentioned, I would definitely go for World War II, and then Black Ops 4 would be second, just because MWR is great, but it hasn't aged the best. And then you also mentioned Advanced Warfare. Yeah, I really didn't care about that game, but I guess it all depends on your personal preference. If you want a classic-style Call of Duty game, World War II is definitely your best bet. But if you're looking for something a little bit different, I would say check out Black Ops 4. Between the slow TTK, the manual healing, and the specialist, it definitely has its own feel compared to other COD games. Some people like it, some people don't, but I think it's really good. I mean, I'm playing it right now, so what does that tell you? All I will say, for anyone that wants to get Black Ops 4, do not get the Black Ops Pass. The DLC maps are fucking garbage. And also, don't get the Variety Map Pack in MWR, because it's overpriced and nobody plays it. And Dubsflick wants to know, can I do a setup tour? Okay, a lot of people have been asking for this, so here it is. Not much to look at. I have my nice, beautiful, sexy gaming PC with the RGB lighting, and right next to it is my Xbox Series X controller, which is already drifting, like 8 months after buying it, which is really pissing me off. But yeah, I use my Series X controller on the Xbox One, which is connected to my monitor and also to my PC through the Elgato, which I use to record all my gameplay. But I don't play through the Elgato because that causes a little bit of an input delay, so I play it directly through my monitor. I switch the HDMI channel to get that going. And yeah, that's my entire setup. And then I also have my Blue Snowball microphone, my keyboard, and my mouse. But that's pretty much it. Nothing too extravagant. It's a very basic setup that I'm pretty sure a lot of people also use. Tomas Cruz, what other games besides the FPS genre do you like the most? Well, besides first-person shooters, I like third-person shooters. Uncharted is definitely my favorite third-person shooter franchise of all time. I'm still pissed off they never remastered the multiplayer for 2 and 3, because those were fucking amazing. But besides regular shooters, I also am a big fan of single-player RPGs like Mass Effect, Dragon Age, Fallout, pretty much anything that's made by Bethesda or BioWare. Those are my 2 favorite developers. At least they used to be. So I guess those would be my 2 favorite genres, shooting games and RPGs. But I'm pretty much down to play anything. There's no genre that I actually hate, except for maybe those Japanese anime text games. I'm not a big fan of those. And puzzle games, like Candy Crush, not a fan of that shit either. But yeah, I do play a wide variety of games from so many different genres. You just don't see that on the channel because this channel is focused primarily on shooting games. And it really wouldn't fit the theme of my channel to play like Mario Kart tomorrow and then the next day play Mortal Kombat. You know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't really work. On this channel, channel on Mr. NoobTube Gamer. Mr. NoobTube Gamer only likes to play shooters. And then Casino Enterprise wants to know, what do you think of the new Saints Row? And will you make a video on it? Also, hope you're doing okay. Well, thank you, I appreciate your concern as far as my whole situation, my personal situation. But to answer your question on Saints Row, yeah, it looks like absolute shit. And as far as me making a video on it, I don't know, like, kind of like going into the conversation from my last question that I received, I don't know if a Saints Row video would really fit this channel very well, because it's more like an open world sandbox, and I do love those games. Like, Saints Row 2 is one of my favorite games of all time. And the new game looks like a total piece of shit. I know Volition's doing a lot of damage control right now, saying, oh, just give the game a chance, just give it a chance, pre-order the game, give us money now, and we promise it'll be a good game. Like, nah, no thank you. It looks like garbage, and I'm not gonna buy that shit. Unless I'm proven wrong. But from what I saw in the trailer, it just doesn't seem anything like Saints Row. I know it's supposed to be a reboot, but I don't know. It wasn't a very good first impression. That's all I would say. And Dental Frost, what kind of music do you listen to? Well, that's going to be a similar answer to the question that Tomas asked about what my favorite video game genres are. As far as music goes, it's the same thing. I listen to a wide variety of genres. I don't really have a particular preference. In video games, I definitely have a preference towards shooters and RPGs. As far as music, maybe I have a slight preference towards rock. Maybe I would say that. But for the most part, I'll listen to anything and not have a problem with it. Mint Cabbage 711. Would you be willing to do mod reviews, like on Call of Duty games or whatever you want? Yeah, I think with Call of Duty, you're probably talking about the custom clients like IW4X on Modern Warfare 2, and then you have Plutonium and Black Ops 2. You have a lot of mods and custom shit on PC. So yeah, maybe I'll make videos on those in the future. To be honest, I've been asked to make those kind of videos in the past by subscribers, and I've never really been interested in making those videos because IW4X is just Modern Warfare 2 with no grenade launchers and custom maps. Like, I'd just rather play the original game, honestly. I would be more interested in playing the Battlefield mods, though, because there's some interesting mods for Battlefield. Like the Battlefield, what was it, 1918 or something? It's like a World War I overhaul of Battlefield 1942, and then there's a few ones. There's like a modern desert combat version that I believe there are still servers up for. I'm not sure. And of course, there's also Project Reality in Battlefield 2, but I'm not into the whole like hyper-realistic tactical games. Oh yeah, now that I think about it, there is one Call of Duty mod that I've always wanted to check out. It's a mod of Call of Duty 4 called Galactic Warfare that pretty much reskins the entire game to fit in Star Wars. But last I checked, it's completely dead. There's no servers running for that shit anymore, so it's like, what's the point? I think you could download it and play against bots, but I find bots in Call of Duty to be so fucking boring, so I'm just gonna pass on that. But if you guys have any suggestions on some first-person shooter mods that I should play and check out, then definitely let me know. I'm definitely open to it. And then we got Neighborino. Do you think you will do a similar tier list for Battlefield and Halo like you did with Call of Duty? Ah yes, the infamous Call of Duty tier list that had, I think, like 60% likes and 40% dislikes, something like that. A lot of people are not happy with some of the choices I made on that list, particularly saying that Modern Warfare is an F-tier game, one of the worst CODs of all time, actually the worst of all time. But that video was a lot of fun to make. I definitely have plans on making a similar video for Battlefield and Halo, but the reason why I haven't done tier lists for those games yet is because we're very close to the release of Battlefield 2042 and Halo Infinite. I don't want to put all the effort into the tier list, and then just 2 months later, the video is going to be completely obsolete and irrelevant. So I'm probably going to wait a little bit more on those videos until like maybe a few months after the release of the new games. But it's definitely something I want to do, and I'm going to do in the future. And then Timothy DeJesus asks, what should Modern Warfare 2022 have to be better than Modern Warfare 2019? 3 things. No skill-based matchmaking, better map design because the maps in Modern Warfare 2019 were fucking atrocious. And the third thing is to simply promote rushing instead of camping because Modern Warfare 2019 had the loudest footsteps in COD history, dead silence not being a perk, and fucking Ghost. Get rid of all of that, and you might have a good game. And then Joe Rowland wants to know, what are your favorite video game franchises besides Call of Duty and Battlefield? Well, Halo, Titanfall, Battlefront, those are the other games that I play on my channel. And outside of my channel, I'm a big fan of Saints Row, Red Dead Redemption, Grand Theft Auto, Elder Scrolls, Fallout, Dragon Age, Mass Effect. Sonic used to be my favorite when I was a kid, not so much anymore. I was a big fan of the WWE games too, not a big fan of them these days. I mean, I could go on and on. I could list so many games that I play or used to play, but we'll be here all day. So those are just some of my favorites. And then we got Lord Doofus, 2317. What would you do if Battlefield 2042 is shit on launch or Call of Duty Vanguard? Well, simple answer. I just wouldn't fucking play them. I'm not gonna force myself to play a game I don't like, even if it means more views and more money, potentially. I'm just not about that. I'm here to have fun. And if I'm not having fun playing these games, then what's the point of this whole thing? But yeah, I'll just do what I've been doing the past year or two that I've been on this channel. Keep playing the old games, and that's it. And we got a question from Freddy Driver. What's your preference for time to kill? Fast? Slow? Manual healing? My personal favorite time to kill is Black Ops 1, 2, and 3. It's a happy medium. Yeah, I definitely agree with you that Black Ops 1, 2, and 3 are probably my favorite type of TTK. It's not too slow, not too fast. That's my preference, but I don't get so upset if they release a game that has a really fast TTK or really slow TTK, because I like each Call of Duty game. If you're going to make a COD game every single year, it's good for all the games to have a different feel from one another, instead of it just literally being the same thing every single year. I do have a preference for the Black Ops 1 type TTK, but if every single Call of Duty game was just like Black Ops 1, I would probably not like it and get bored pretty fast. So I think it's actually good that you have Modern Warfare 2019 that has a really fast TTK, but then the next year you had Cold War, which was the exact opposite. The TTK was very slow. Those games are awful, but I like that they were kind of different from each other. Like, I like that idea. So the answer is, I do prefer a slower TTK in general, but I don't mind fast either. Depends on what I'm in the mood for, I guess. Liam Riley, have you ever thought about doing a face cam in your videos? No. I mean, yes, I've thought about it, but the answer is no, I'm not going to do it. And it's not an issue of privacy. I don't care if people see my face. As a matter of fact, you can see my face right now. Here you go, right here on the screen. Not much to look at, but yeah, no, I don't care if people see my face. It's more of a personal preference that I have. When I watch YouTubers that do the face cams in their gameplay, I don't like that kind of content. I don't like when people's face are on the screen. It's distracting, and it really doesn't add anything to the actual video. Honestly, I find it annoying. I don't need to see your fucking face when I'm trying to watch a game. So that's how I personally feel about other people's content, and my whole thing is I want to make the content that I want to see. Content that I don't feel like we have enough of on this platform. I know a lot of people like the whole face cam presentation, but I don't, and I don't want to force myself to make content that I myself don't even like to see. You know what I mean? I guess there's like a stigma that if you have your face cam, if you have your face on your gameplays, that means your quality is better than someone that doesn't, but I think that's really dumb. I think less face cams on YouTube is a good thing, and if there's anyone that's watching that doesn't like that I don't have one, well, you can feel free to go somewhere else. I'm just trying to play games and have fun. I'm not trying to be the next fucking PewDiePie. Ghostly Goose wants to know, what is the best game to get on PC? Yeah, it's an interesting question because Call of Duty on PC can be pretty rough sometimes. Not so much these days because you got the cross-play, and the PC ports are actually pretty good. I mean, Cold War wasn't the best, but it's still a lot better than most PC ports of Call of Duty games, and Modern Warfare 2019 on PC is fucking beautiful. Terrible game, but it runs great on PC. But as far as the older games are concerned, I would say Call of Duty 4 on PC is pretty good. Call of Duty 1 is a lot of fun, the very first COD. Still got very populated servers on PC, just make sure you have 1.1 instead of 1.5. Black Ops 3, mostly you play it for zombies, multiplayer is kinda dead. Black Ops 1 is dead, Modern Warfare 3 is dead. World at War is alive, but the multiplayer is fucking AIDS on PC. Like, you have like 40 player servers in a 6v6 map. Awful. MW2 legit almost gave me a virus, so I'd say stay away from the PC version of that game. A lot of hackers and a lot of shady shit going on over there. So honestly, I'd say the only PC CODs worth playing is Call of Duty 4, Call of Duty 1. Black Ops 2 has a lot of players, and people are really liking Black Ops 2 on PC. On Plutonium, the custom client, though, don't play the original version, because it's filled with hackers. And I also hear that Infinite Warfare has an active player base, and Infinite Warfare is a good game, so that's a good option, as long as you get it for cheap. Don't pay like $60 for it or whatever they're charging. World War II has players, Black Ops 4 has players, so there's a few games you could play, just your options are a lot more limited than it is on console. Console community is very active on pretty much every game. PC, it's a lot smaller. But if you are a big Zombies fan, I would say that Black Ops 3, World at War, and Black Ops 1 are worth it because of the mods. Hope that helps. And Lester Bronson wants to know, if you were stranded on a deserted island and you had a never-ending generator with a TV and one console of choice, which one game would you choose to have with you? One game you don't mind playing for the rest of your life. Well, for me, that game would definitely be Fallout 4. Easily the game I put the most time into in my entire life, like probably like 3,000 hours at least. Just building settlements and playing around with mods. That would be my pick if that was the only game I was ever allowed to play, ever. And then Mahir King wants to know, hey, how's life going? Is everything alright? Your sub count's getting higher every day. Respect. Well, I appreciate that respect. I respect you too, Mahir. You're one of my longtime viewers. I remember you from way back in the day when I had like a couple hundred subs. You'd always leave nice comments on my videos. I appreciate you, man. And as far as the question about how I'm doing, I'm gonna be honest. Been dealing with a lot of depression, anxiety, sadness, all these different emotions. But how you're supposed to feel if you lose your father and grandfather in less than 2 months. It's awful, but I try to use YouTube to kind of keep my mind off of the things that are going on outside of YouTube. But it's been hard. It's been really hard. And I'm just trying to take it one day at a time. Ram King Plays, have you ever played Red Dead 2? And if so, what's your thoughts on it? Yes, I have played Red Dead Redemption 2, but only the single player. I have never played the multiplayer before, just because of my experience with Grand Theft Auto Online. You know, the fucking shark cards and the microtransactions, all that pay-to-win garbage. And when the multiplayer finally came out for Red Dead 2, I heard a lot of bad things about the gold bars and how it just costs way too much money to get anything good in the game, and I'm just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm not even gonna try it. So I haven't played it in the 3 years since I've owned the game. But as far as single player goes, it's just incredible. I loved every minute of it from start to finish. Easily one of the best that Rockstar's ever made. Now we got 2 more questions. One's from Ransacked. He wants to know, what do I currently do for work? The answer is right now, nothing, but that's because I just lost my job working at a warehouse, and that was a whole bad experience. I don't even want to talk about it. I mean, you guys have heard about how bad warehouses can be, so I don't even need to explain it. But that was a tough situation I still haven't really fully recovered from because it just happened like a week or 2 ago, and I'm just trying to figure out what to do next. And then our final question comes from Yo Broski. What advice would you give to people trying to grow their channel? Any hardware recommendations? Well, I'm not sure if you're asking the right person because I literally just got 3,000 subscribers. I am far, far away from having a successful or big YouTube channel. But I would say for me getting to where I'm at right now, the biggest thing in my opinion is to just be yourself, to be authentic. I know it's something that you hear a lot, and it kind of seems like generic advice, but it's true. Don't just try to copy what everyone else is already doing, because that's not going to get you anywhere. I think with me, the reason why I got to 3,000 subs is because there aren't too many channels that do quite what I do, where I focus more on the old games than the new ones. I mean, there are a lot of channels out there, but the way I do it, where I play Black Ops 1 on a regular basis instead of just making like one video of it a year. Like, I make a lot of Black Ops 1 videos, a lot of Modern Warfare 2 videos, and it's like a regular part of my channel, is the classic games. And also, I would say, do what you think is missing from the platform. Kind of like what I was talking about earlier, like where this person was trying to say that I should do a face cam. Like, no, just because everyone else is doing it doesn't mean that you have to do it. Do what you think is right for you. And also offer your own unique perspective on things. That's another thing that sets me apart, is that I have a lot of controversial hot takes out there that kind of differ from the norm. But that's another thing that kind of sets me apart. I'm not afraid to tell it how it is, which most YouTubers are. So that's how I've achieved the small success that I've had. But then again, I don't have 1 million subscribers. I'm probably never going to get 1 million subscribers, which I'm okay with. But that's the thing, like, don't focus so much on views and subs and money and all that. Focus more on what makes you happy and what you enjoy doing. Because the views and the subs and the money will only make you so happy. If you don't actually enjoy the stuff that you do, it's going to get to you at some point. And it'll really fuck with your mental state. As far as equipment, if you're recording on console, I definitely recommend the Elgato HD60S. Best capture card in the market right now. Good gaming PC won't hurt either. For editing and all that stuff, you know, you want to have good RAM and a good CPU and all that. And as I mentioned earlier in my setup tour, I use a Blue Snowball as my microphone. It's a pretty good mic, 50 bucks, so not too expensive, and I really like it. So yeah, that's as far as equipment goes. I mean, don't go too crazy. Don't spend like $1,000 on equipment before you make your first video. Make your video first, and then worry about that later. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up the Q&A. Thank you all for submitting your questions. Thank you all for 3,000 subs. I'm still amazed by how far we've gone so far. A year ago, I had a little bit over 500 subscribers. Let's see what I'm gonna have a year from now. I'm really looking forward to the future of this channel, and I'm very happy to have all of you along for the ride. So until next time, bye guys.